This is a different page. I just started drawing a different page on top of it.
Welcome to Cloudtown Tuesday, the day where I share a page from my graphic novel Cloudtown and tell you about the process of making it. It's like a editor's commentary on a DVD. So here it is. Let's go. Let's do it.
Criticize.
So like this is like, what am I even doing
story.
anymore? What is going on?
Yeah,
so
why are you adding on to it now?
This is a different page. I just started drawing a different page
That's
on top
garbage.
of this.
The
That's
coloring's
smart.
garbage. The art.
Is it smart?
Well,
Why would
I mean, I guess if it's just a different thing completely and not related to what you were just doing, then
It is. This is like the last page I drew. It's the one with Cloudtown High smashed. And like the weird thing is like when I drew this page, like the last page I drew. Oh yeah, this is pictures of the library because I started to started to use photos.
It's cool that it shares a composition with the first one, and that's ending the book with it.
But
Even
it's
though they're
not
different
ending, it's in the
drawings.
beginning. I just had finished the book and I realized there was no page for me to sign and sketch it.
Wait,
So you
are
just
doing a
redrew it
whole new
completely?
page now?
Yeah, on top of this page.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
is this?
so you didn't.
So
You
the
didn't
other
use the other one.
illustration's done.
The other illustration's done, so at like
Okay, so
15
you're still
hours.
using. So
I
you're not like throwing everything out and starting over.
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
like duplicated it, and so this is like the opening page I sketch on because I realized that I had no white space in any of the book to write my name on.
Like, I just. Oh yeah, that does look pretty
That's dope.
nice.
But like also just look
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
that's
time
good.
distance. This is starting to look like a picture, and it's been 2 hours. And
Yeah.
the last one, it took me like 7 hours.
The only thing I personally try to, like, I think it's better. I mean, I obviously look up reference, but I don't go and trace it just because I don't feel like I learned how to do the shape language. So
What's shape language?
You know, like how to build the illustration from, you know, like
Well, like a composition.
like the structure of the
Yeah.
drawing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so the idea is to eventually get to the
Fundamental
point
shapes.
where I can draw it from my imagination.
Yeah.
But if you're under a time crunch, which
yeah, if you're under a
which
time
you
crunch,
are,
it's just convenient.
then you
Then
you just
it's just
it
a
depends
different
what you want.
Yeah, it's a different
Depends what you
creativity.
I think it's like whatever you could do to get an idea out, like, because most people
Dude,
won't know
the
whether or not
ghosts
you used a
are-
reference or trace.
Here, watch this. Watch this. Junto Ito is going to help us out.
Yeah.
The one I
No.
damaged.
I was
Don't
so
tell Lee.
I became a Patreon of the creator of Spaceboy, and his philosophy
Yeah.
is like after you figure out the page breaks, the story, and like the rough style of what's gonna happen on the page, the cartooning's over.
Yep.
And so from then on, it's
Yep.
illustration.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, for me, I want to be the best cartoonist
Oh,
I
that's
can
cool.
be. I don't really care about being a great illustrator.
So it's more about expression.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting philosophy anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think there is something different between being an illustrator. I mean, obviously, between being a cartoonist and an illustrator.
What are
You
the
know,
differences?
I think, like, the main difference is storytelling.
Man, get your
And it's
chair
style,
over here. Come on,
style
Kurt.
of
Get in
storytelling. Yeah. I'll just work on my
Come on, just sit on
horse
there.
stance.
I'll do it. I'm younger than you.
Oh.
Yeah, but
yeah.
this is also the time where I kind of realized that this unspoken first act was what the whole story was about, and like the prequel I'm drawing now is all like realizing that they had to go to this new high school because their old
That's
high school
really
was
nice.
smashed, and so at least having like this candles and stuff like set a tone, but like if they had their high school smashed while they were there and like maybe Penn and Olive weren't really good friends, but now they're the only two people they know from their old school at their new school.
Damn, did they all die?
You'll have to read and find out. It's almost done. I got one more page to draw.
Oh shit. Okay, man.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
intense.
one thing I do like about this, even though you did start off with like kind of tracing out the shapes, at this point you're creating it into your drawing.
Yeah, I only
You know,
I only used part of
Yeah.
it.
And I think
like
that's
how you're already
when you
adding
do trace.
value.
I think that's the best way to do it. You know. So, yeah.
And you can see I've already learned that mistake I made through most of the book about
Yeah.
about having thinner lines in the background.
Right. That's one thing I like about like looking at like early books and stuff, because you can see the artists grow with them. Especially with early webcomics, like webcomics through the aughts.
Yeah.
You really see artists, you know, start from their DeviantArt beginnings, and then evolve into like Tracy Butler. Well, Tracy Butler started off really good. That's a Lackadaisy Cats.
I also feel like the only reason I noticed telephone poles is because I love Tekken Concrete. You're by
What artist again?
Matsumoto.
Matsumoto.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, he's really good. He's did Sunny, right?
Yeah. He actually, so the Sonny's about an orphanage, and he grew up in an orphanage.
Did he?
Yeah, and that's why so many of his stories, like he grew up in an all-boys orphanage, so he's like talks about like not knowing how to do female characters, partially because like he basically hardly ever has interacted with anyone other than little boys, and now like manga men. So it's like, but also a very unique perspective to share.
I love. You know, his style was so refreshing, like amazing. And actually, I think like just him being able to do that was at the Concrete Black and White.
Yeah, and
that
and
allowed for the styles of like what's his name, Isayama for Attack on Titan. I think that opened it up to where you could have newer, more personalized styles, and even within like manga.
Doro and Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
although Chainsaw Man, I mean Chainsaw Man is closer
it's kind of
to
like,
our model,
it's like what's the regular manga there? Shonen.
Shonen.
It's like shonen but scratchier.
Yeah,
I've noticed that is a popular style now. Like
scratchy
you see
shonen?
that, you see that in Chainsaw Man and Dorohedoro.
But it's I think that's only because. Well, like Dora
and also,
been around
also
a long
in
time.
Attack on Titans, it's that same type of.
But at the same time, like My Hero Academia is like almost the opposite.
Yeah.
Where it's
Super clean.
My Hero Academia is just another Naruto, whatever.
I don't know, man. If you read Naruto,
I haven't read any of it, but that doesn't mean I don't. I can still have an opinion on it.
I mean, it's kind of the same shit.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's the same arc, but it's like they. Just because it's the like, well,
I mean, stylistically,
it's the same genre. It's like watching two detective stories, like, but it doesn't mean they're not different. And like, just the thing is like Naruto, especially in the beginning, is much closer in like artistic quality to like an Attack on Titan.
Oh,
they
really?
clean up over time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But like My Hero Academia comes out like it was made with plastic figurines. But like he's obviously read like some Johnny the Homicidal Maniac comics.
Oh,
and
really?
stuff because there's some referencey things in there.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And a bunch of like he's obviously read a lot of X-Men and stuff.
Oh,
it's
interesting.
Like it's the most American style comic of the shonen stuff. But
That's interesting because
it's
really anime.
It's still interesting
it is,
though, because it's still the target audience for My Hero Academia is still like 13-year-olds, right?
Well, everything in Shonen Jump from Chainsaw Man to My Hero Academia to Dragon Ball is for like 12 to 17-year-old boys. But they aim for the younger, and try to keep the older on because they want to have that audience.
But the level of gore in it for American audiences would make it
it's so brutal.
17 and up, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, at first it's kind of cutesy.
And that's what's interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's also one of the reasons more like 13 to 17-year-old kids are just reading manga.
Yeah, we have a huge gap.
Not that it's
in
just
Japan
like
they're a little bit
hounds.
more loose about it.
But
with the fan service too.
Yeah, and that's what kids were reading comics.
No, the fan service is very
and,
important.
I mean, no, but like in the 90s in America, like all the image stuff, like that's why kids bought it too, and that's why kids go to the drive-in movie theaters.
I know
and stuff.
you could make this the argument that it's just exploitation, which I'm fine with, but I also think it's a sign of respect to the reader. Like there's 13-year-olds having to deal with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And they have the internet. They've seen a lot of stuff. It's not like, they said poop.
Yeah.
They said poop in the X-Men comic.
Well,
remember that?
Speaking of which, like
every time
Captain Underpants got banned in all these schools because there was like a little kid in his underpants. You know?
Jesus Christ!
That's dope.
You know how like Red Room has banned in 26 countries? They need that on Captain Underpants.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
Banned in 26 states.
They
Yeah.
did or they should?
They should.
Yeah,
They
put it.
should.
They should.
I think they tried to
hardcore comment.
downplay that. I'm like, what the heck did I put there? I also like.
Didn't they make a movie out of it? I mean,
Captain Underpants?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on.
What?
You know, he's in his honor. Come on, it's like.
It's
I
very
don't know.
offensive. That's why we
What
did
is
Dog
this
Band.
Captain Underpants?
It's
right?
the previous comic by the guy who does Dog Band.
It's fine.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
thing, It's fine. I haven't read it.
I haven't.
It's
on
an
my
illustrated book, so he did some drawings and some text, kind of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Right.
stack. Did he do that one too?
No, that's a different person. They
He's
were
like
the
Humpty
they are the
Dumpty.
people paying for this book to be printed. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because that's the hit that this publisher has. So
Okay.
Abrams is the second biggest kids publisher, at least last year in America, and that's just probably because of Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
I honestly think it would have been awesome if you could have got that 2 colors, because you could have done like this part like in some pink or something. It didn't have the background and different shades of blue.
Yeah,
Or just like flats.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna zip to the end, and then I want to show you what I'm doing right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll show you the prequel.